Hi, here is Liprandi, and this is the Saga of Crystar, the Crystal Warrior, made by Remco in 1982. But first, if you like vintage toys and obscure toy lines, such as this one, please subscribe to our channel, as we are reviewing the ones that we have collected in more than 30 years. At the very beginning of the 1980s, there was a new taste, a trend for fantasy, which spawned several TV animation shows and toy lines. Following such trend, Marvel Comics created a new fantasy saga with the intention to sell the license to a toy company and make a toy line out of it. The company who bought the license was Remco, which was not doing well lately. And for some reasons, while the toys came out in 1982, the 11 issues comic book saga was published by Marvel only a few months later, in the spring of 1983. On the planet of Crystalium, there is a war fought between the forces of order and chaos. The two princes, brothers, Crystars and Moltar, are fighting for their planet Crystalium. But after the death of their father, the king, the evil wizard of chaos, Zardeth, manages to befriend Moltar. Zardeth convinces Moltar to betray his brother, who gets wounded in the fight. Oggiod, wizard of order, saves Crystar by merging him with the Prisma Crystal and giving him all the powers that come from it. Therefore, to make him strong enough to fight against Crystar, Zardeth merges Moltar with the power of lava. The battle for Crystalium is now fought between two brothers, Crystar and Moltar. Remco made 7 single-carded action figures, 2 catapults, 2 dragons, 4 sets of bigger accessories which included 1 figure and 1 big castle playset, and the gimmick was giving each figure a free included Prisma Crystal. By the way, the toys did not sell well in the United States, so eventually Remco sold the whole line to a company in Europe. This is Prince Crystar. He's 4 inches tall, and since he came out in 1982, just like the Masters of the Universe, he's not been influenced yet by the bulky body that Mattel created for such toy line. We can rotate his head, move the arms forwards and backwards, move the legs forwards and backwards, and we can bend his knees. With the exception of the lower part of his legs, he's made in a translucent crystal blue plastic, with paint applications for the red gloves and belt and crotch, and also something here on his crystal helmet. The helmet fits nicely, and everything is sculpted in this multifaceted style to mimic crystal. They've also painted 2 tiny blue dots on his eyes. As the main hero in a fantasy saga, Crystar comes with a sword. We have also a shield, and of course the Prisma Crystal. This is Oggiod, wizard champion of order. He sacrificed his own son Ika, transforming him into a crystal creature in order to learn all the secrets of a crystal warrior. Oggiod is smaller than Crystar. He's just as tall as a 1982 G.I. Joe action figure. We could move his head if it wasn't for the way they've sculpted his beard. We can move his arms forwards and backwards, we can move the legs forwards and backwards, and we can bend his knees. He comes with a nice cloth tunic with some painted yellow details and a nice golden belt. Oggiod comes with a crystal staff and of course with his Prisma Crystal. This is Warbow, captain of the Crystal Warriors, and he's just as tall as Oggiod. In a battle, he shot Zardeth, taking his eye out, but in return Zardeth shot Warbow's eye. He's got the same set of articulations as the others, so we can turn his head, move the arms forwards and backwards, move the legs forwards and backwards, and bend his knees. Unlike Crystar, he's made in a green translucent plastic, with green boots and green painted details on his crotch. There is also a yellow decoration. Warbow comes with a nice rubbery and removable quiver for his crossbow, which he can hold in both his hands. It is nice that they've used rubber to make the quiver, so it will not break while you are putting it around his chest. Just like the others, Warbow comes with his own Prisma Crystal. This is Feldspar. Shorter of the other figures in the line, he is an interesting character. He is brother of the former and deceased king, and of course uncle of Crystar and Moltar. he will rule over Crystalium until the two princes will have settled their conflict. And in order to manifest his neutrality, he took the form of a half crystal and half magma creature. He's got movable arms, legs and knees, and there is a painted yellow belt to separate the multifaceted crystal torso from the lava legs. On the back he's got the same copyright as the other figures in the line, 1982 Remco. Feldspar comes with a blue crystal accessory for the Order and a red magma accessory for Chaos. And just like the other blue crystal accessories in this line, this one is also made in a rubbery material, so it won't break even though it's translucent. And instead of having a blue crystal like characters from the Order, or a red one like characters from Chaos, Feldspar has got a neutral purple crystal, and purple is the color you get mixing blue and red. This is Moltar, brother of Crystar turned into a lava creature. Being slightly taller than Crystar, he's the biggest figure in the line, and the only paint application we can see is two tiny yellow dots for his eyes. Moltar has got a movable head, arms, legs and knees. Moltar comes with a red magma mace and an axe, which he will be able to hold in both hands. And since he's fighting for Chaos, he comes with a red prisma crystal. This is Zardeth, evil wizard of Chaos, and as you can see, he's lost his eye fighting against Warbow. Under his red cloth tunic, he's got the same body as Oggeod, so they are basically the same size, with the difference that Zardeth's head is very ugly. Since they've got identical bodies, they've got the same set of articulations. We can rotate Zardeth's head, move the arms, the legs and bend the knees. Apart from the red tunic, Zardeth comes with a weird orange mace and of course with his red prisma crystal. And this is Magma Man, just a soldier in the magma army of Chaos. He's just as tall as Warbow and he's made in red magma, which is actually of course red plastic, with the only paint application of two tiny yellow eyes. Even though he looks similar to Moltar, he is much smaller, and of course it's made with completely different sculpts and molds. He's got a movable head, arms, legs and knees, again just like all the others. The assortment of accessories you could get with this figure is not 100% consistent, and while most of them came with a whip, ours came with this orange mace like the one that we got with Zardeth. The other accessory is a red lava mace, which is different from Moltar's. And last but not least, he's got his own red prisma crystal. And here they are. The Saga of Crystar is a line of very simple action figures, but of course we should compare them to others from the same time, which is more than 40 years ago. The designs are not creative or memorable, and to be honest, the gimmick of a prisma lens is quite cheap, but I appreciate the fact that they are not trying to look like more popular toy lines from the same time. The figures are solid enough to play with them easily, but I'm not feeling to say the same for their castle, which seems to be very brittle. They were sold on small blister cards, and on the back you could read a one-page comic book introducing this story and characters. And for those of you who are into Marvel Legends action figures, well, Hasbro is coming up with a new Crystar. We have bought these figures more than 10 years ago when they were cheap, and sadly they are not anymore. But anyway, we're happy to have them in our collection, and since I've took them out of storage for this video, I will now play with those weird creatures. And now please hit the like button if you liked this video, please let us know what you think in the comments below, we will answer you as soon as possible, and subscribe to our channel. Ciao!